Hey guys, welcome back to Flatpak Effects, the place where I teach you all the tips and techniques for creating your very own animations and video effects. In this video, we're going to continue along with our expression series and dive a little deeper, having a look at expression errors. Now, I make weekly tips and tricks videos just like this one, so if you're new here, maybe consider subscribing so you don't miss out. Now, if you haven't watched the last 3 videos in this expression series, you can go back and watch those, and I recommend doing that before watching this one, and you'll find links to those in the description below. Now let's have a look at a common issue you will 100% run into when writing expression controls, and that is expression errors. Now expression errors are actually a really good way to learn. When you're starting out, you tend to make a lot of errors, and After Effects can actually help you identify those errors and help you go about fixing them. So this is an expression error, and it always appears here in orange, and it's After Effects' way of trying to tell us that we have either made a mistake or something isn't quite right. Now if I come over here to the right and click this little magnify glass, it now reveals where the expression error has occurred, but this only tells us where it is and not what it is. So if I click this little warning sign, it gives me a more detailed explanation as to why the expression isn't working. In this case, it says the error is on line 1, and the layer named null 60 is either missing or doesn't exist. It may have been renamed, moved, or deleted, or even mistyped. Now if I come down and check, I can see that yes, the null actually has the wrong name. It should be null 155. I can now make the adjustment and it automatically updates. Now it's good to understand why you might get an expression error so you know how to go about fixing it. Now most of you are going to learn in a trial and error process, so if you can understand how they function, you can go about fixing it in a trial and error fashion. Now in my experience, I put together a short little list of the most common reasons you will see expression errors occurring. Now probably the most common one I get is incorrect names. Now I've just demonstrated this to you before. It occurs because you have made a mistake in entering the name. It can also happen if the layer name you have linked to has for some reason changed. It's a simple fix of just identifying that line of code and making the necessary adjustments to fix that error. The next common one I find occurs is what's called an illegal link. Now an illegal link means you have created an infinite loop that can't possibly work. So for instance, you have layer A which is linked to layer B's position, but at the same time layer B's position is linked to layer A's position. This creates a loop which in some cases will cause an expression error. Another one which follows on from the wrong name is linking to the wrong composition. This happens quite a bit if you start to work with multiple pre-compositions, and if you have an expression which links across those compositions. This one deserves its own because it happens when typing out the composition's name, you end up linking to the wrong one. The thing that makes this unique is sometimes you won't even get an error, but it's still an expression error because you have mistyped the expression. This happens when you try to link to a layer in Comp A, but you were actually trying to link to Comp B. Now, what version of After Effects are you using? English, German, French? The language version can cause expression errors when converting your After Effects file's expression language. A good example of this is the word color. In German, this is Farbe. After Effects may not convert this correctly from English to German. So when you open your project, it causes a bunch of these language expression errors. Following on from this, it's always a good idea to know which After Effects build version you are using. A lot of newer expressions won't work with earlier builds of After Effects. For instance, some expressions, such as the source recorder time expression, doesn't work in version CS6. It was introduced in later versions. So you may be pulling your hair out trying to work out why it's not working, when in fact it's not even compatible to start with. So in most cases, it's just a matter of reading through the error, going to that expression error, and just making sure that it's correct. Take your time and work backwards. Start with what you know and then break it down into smaller parts. So there you go guys, there's a look at some basic expression errors. If you like this video, you can give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. You can also check out more great After Effects tutorials over at flatpackeffects.com. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.